as we laugh, that's probably not too far from the truth from your world. Whether you were in my shoes this morning, whether you're trying to influence those agents, clients, anyone in your personal life, have you ever wondered if your listeners are thinking the same thing about you? When is this over? You may not be as influential as you think you are. Now, I know that's a really big, bold statement because you don't even know me yet, but what if I was right? If you got a chance to take a closer look at what your listeners see in here rather than what you believe to be true. I promise you, in the short time frame we have together, you are going to walk out of here being able to apply practical and immediate how-tos to how you show up, how you stay showed up, and what you leave behind. But to clarify, to make sure we're all on the same page first, I just spent the last 4 years writing book number 2, and it took me that time because I really wanted to figure it out. I wanted to figure out, why do some people have influence and others don't? So tell me if you can relate to this. Here's what influence is not. How many times have you been in a conversation, maybe it's a virtual conversation, one-on-one, meeting, any medium, and the person who's leading the conversation is so caught up in their own dialogue, half the room is down in their technical gadgets, there's side conversations going on, and the person leading the conversation decides to talk louder, faster, to torture you even more in hopes they'll eventually find the point. Some of you are smiling. Can you relate to that? That's not influence. Influence is not something you turn on and you turn off. It doesn't work. It's not authentic, and it's not consistent. Here's what influence is. Body language and messaging, they are consistent Monday to Monday. People never have to guess who's going to show up. I mean, we're already, what, end of March? January 1, what usually happens on January 1? I'm going to conquer the world, right? And we set these New Year's resolutions. Do you know that by January 15th of every year, 1% still have the New Year's resolution? 15 days into the year, 1%. That means the majority of us in this room right now are already saying, I'll get healthy in June. Like we've already lost that. That's not it. Influence is that no matter where you show up, it's always consistent. Here's the other part of influence. That you've got this ability to drive people to take action long after the interaction has occurred. Now, by both those definitions, that's going to take a little work, and I want to help you. I'm going to give you these practical how-tos that I promise you, you are going to be able to use the minute you and I depart ways, when you're networking in these hallways, the sessions you have this afternoon, in your personal life, your professional life, because from the time you've stepped out of bed this morning to where you're seated right now, how often have you already communicated? Just nod your head. Like, we do it 24/7, but I'm so intrigued with this concept of how much time and focus we really put into how people experience us rather than what we believe to be true.